I grew up in a bad part of West LA, and my mother was always working, like pretty much all day. So we didn't have a father either. So I was always looking for things that would excite me, you know. So that's how I ended up doing maybe the wrong things when I was young. I was 13 years old when I got recruited by the gang members. Actually, the same day they asked me if I wanted to join, I got jumped in the same day by 5 guys, and it's probably one of the fights I've lost. I was pretty beat up. The same day I went back home, and my face was pretty messed up, and I was cleaning. I remember my mother coming in, and she immediately started crying, and she knew I did something wrong, and I knew she was gonna know because my face was pretty messed up, and I had no words. I didn't know what to say, so what I did was I just ran away from home. One that I can remember pretty vividly is I think getting jumped into the gang like 3 days or 5 days before. I was in the car with them, and one of the guys driving, he had his gun. So we went into the enemy's neighborhood. I'm pretty sure they wanted me to do something because essentially when you get into a gang, then you have to prove your loyalty to them. And I remember when he took out his gun, that's when I automatically thought, what am I doing, you know? This is not for me. Along the lines, I had a friend who was doing Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu, and he told me what I was doing was what's wrong. And he told me to visit his gym because they were charging $8 per class. So once he took me, I was doing Jiu-Jitsu, and I saw a Muay Thai class, and I just fell in love with it because it was so aggressive. It was just something beautiful, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. Yeah, I feel like martial art has changed the person I used to be. Before I wasn't a person to respect other people. I've always wanted to be. I always wanted people to be afraid of me, you know. I would always cuss at people. I showed no respect, no honor or discipline, you know. Martial art gave me that. Without martial art, I would either be in jail or dead. And luckily, I'm here alive and pursuing a bigger dream I never thought I would do, you know. I worked for a restaurant for a couple of months, and it would just get in the way of my training. You know, I feel like it wasn't training once a day wasn't enough for what I wanted to achieve in this career that I have. You know, and thankfully I had a mother who said, "Hey, I'll support you with whatever you can," and because she would see how much work I put into it. And now I have a girlfriend who told me to quit my job because she believes in me, you know, as much as I believe in myself, and she's supporting me now, and that makes me happy. And she sees the hard work I put in. I don't think anybody else, any other person would support their boyfriends if they didn't see the hard work they put in, you know. She sees the struggle and the injuries, sometimes the pain I go through just to win a fight, you know. So I thank the people, my family, I thank my girlfriend for them, for everything that they do.
Sounds weird, like, but I feel like I feel safer when I'm with him, because he put so much hard work into like his training, but like it's like a draining process, like to like, especially like how hard he goes. So I feel like when he's like training or closer to a train camp, I feel like I'm his mind, where like when he's like exhausted and tired. So, and I know what he's thinking, like, and like whenever he's tired, I know like if he wants like water, if he needs something, I can tell, even if he doesn't say it out loud. In the mornings, he can wake up on his own. I need my alarm to go off at least like 3 times for me to wake up. But he'll always have like the coffee prepared for me in the morning, and he'll force me to drink water before like I want to look away, but it's like that, or you can't, because like I don't want to miss anything, because I want to make sure that he's okay. I wish he wanted to do something else. Yeah. Like when I first met him, I thought it was like cool that he was a fighter until went to his one of his fights. And then I realized like how much anxiety I would get. It's not like, I don't know how it can be enjoyable for like anybody who has like a boyfriend in the ring, because like they're risking like, you know, getting injured, getting cut, like concussion. But like I know that I support him and I try to do like everything that I can to help him research or help him cook or like be there at the gym to like support him to make sure that he's like training hard or like pushing himself, because I know that like this is his dream and I would never want to take that from him.
I think 6 miles biking to my brother's house, and I would play video games with him. And in Christmas he surprised me with an Xbox, and me and her sit down like and play all the time. You know?
Yeah.
And it's beneficial because you build neurons in your brains that help you when you fight, so you're more accurate with your punches. So it's fun and it's good for your brain, you know. You know what they say, a lot of belts collect dust, you know? The only thing that I care mostly about is living a memory. My name to mean something to people, you know? Belts just like, they're just another medal, you know? But they're definitely, those are things that I can show like later on in the future to my kids and tell them like, oh, this I won through 3 fights, and you know, they have memories behind it. But I'd rather build something more meaningful than just an item. When I think too much, meditation kind of helps me like let my thoughts flow. So when I go training, there's nothing distracting me. I'm not thinking about, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that. You know, I'm focused on my training camp 100%. And when I don't meditate, I'm constantly thinking about something else when I should be focusing on hitting pads or sparring or something. And meditation just balances everything out. So I'm 100% focused on what I have to finish on that day.
Yeah, even like when like I'm home from work and I'm like laying down and resting, he'll always be on like YouTube, like watching videos, or like we'll watch videos together, and then if he sees like a certain like workout, then he'll like want to try it then, right then. So he'll get out of bed and be like, look, let me practice this, or what, like am I doing this right? And then he'll like show me, and then he gets like really excited, like he wants to like be better, like it's just natural to him. I don't know anybody like him.
I personally feel like anyone can achieve what they want to achieve, because if you want to be an artist, if you want to be a fighter, if you want to be a musician, nobody is born like that. You have to put in the hours, you have to put in the hard work in order to achieve perfection in your own craft. Everybody, I don't think anyone's born talented. I think people that say they're talented is because they don't see the hard work they put behind their craft, you know?
When I met Victor, I knew one thing: he had a fighter's heart. A heart you cannot teach somebody. You can't teach them, you know? It has to be within them, and it has to be from themselves. He's fighting Takeru. Takeru is like a Japanese superstar. He's like a teen idol. He is Japan's hero. So they picked Victor Saravia to fight. Why did they pick him? Well, number one, Victor's a good fighter. But number two, they think they can beat him. And I think that's a mistake. The second thing about Victor, he's extremely strong for his weight. So even though he's fighting at 126 pounds, and he's been fighting at 122 pounds, you know, and his Muay Thai fights, he hits like a welterweight. He hits very, very strong. And in the sport, you can hit people and tap them, and you know, but power commands respect from people, because power changes the minds of a lot of fighters.
Second round knockout.
Second round?
Second round knockout. I say that because I believe it, and if I speak it, it'll become reality. I'm training hard. I study his videos, and I know and I see how the fight went, and it's not going to go in his favor. If you study his fights, not a lot of people kick his legs, and that's something I'm pretty strong at, so I feel like I have the advantage there, because he's more comfortable with his hands as well. So if I cut his legs off, then he can't use his hands as much. The reason why I eat a plant-based diet is because it provides me with the nutrients, the protein, the minerals, and the enzymes that go away while I'm sweating and training, and it's easier on my body and my joints. You know, before I used to have a lot of knee pain, and it's gone away because I would run a lot, and now I'm able to run 60 miles without even having to train. You know, the reason why I do this as well is because it's easier for me to cut weight. I can eat, like this is a little bit. When I'm cutting weight, I used to eat a slice of chicken and a couple of vegetables. Now I could have a bowl of lentils, I can have a bowl of rice and my salad. I can eat way more and cut weight and feel more energized. I don't have to starve myself anymore. And it's also good for the environment, you know. I want my kids to be able to live in this beautiful world that we live in, you know. And eating this way will help the world, and that's all that matters, you know.